Welcome to Cooking While Sheltering in Place. I'm Ann, and I'm going to show you a very quick favorite of mine, which is pork burgers. This was an adapted recipe from the Food Network. I make it all the time. If you're not a pork eater, then this won't be for you, but if you are, then you're going to love it. All right, it's very simple. So I've got garlic here. You want to basically about a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm going to show you again how to mince up a fresh garlic, which is the only way to do this is fresh garlic. Not pre-peeled, not anything pre-done. Okay, so I'm going to hold it sideways like that up, so it's the kind of narrow way. We're going to make little slices down while I'm holding it together. Then I'm going to turn it on its flatter side like that and hold that together while I slice little matchsticks across. Then I'm going to go across those matchsticks, just like that, keeping my fingers out of the way at the end. And there you have your garlic. So I've got more here. You put it all together, put it in the bowl. Okay, so next we're going to add in ground pork. I have a pound of ground pork. I like to support local. This is from First Hand Foods. 1 pound of ground pork, 1 pound of ground turkey. Make sure you don't put the piece of paper or what have you in there. And then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of pepper and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. You can use less salt if you like, and 1 teaspoon of ground sage, which is right there. Okay, now here's the magic ingredient. It's bacon. You seeing a trend here? So this is minced bacon, and you're probably wondering, well, how do you mince it like that? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So as you saw, if you saw my video about amakushana sauce, what I did with the bacon after I've used part of it, well, it is from the freezer in little rolls, and they're frozen, so I can always pull out 2 slices as needed. And you're gonna, well, what you can also do is if you have bacon already, lay it out flat and like stack them up on top of each other. This calls for 4 slices of bacon on top of each other, and then freeze that for a few minutes until it's firm. That's the way it's going to make it easier to chop to mince it into small pieces. Okay, so these are in little rolls, which is not as perfect as if they were frozen flat, but they'll still work. I'm going to basically hold it and slice it across the roll of bacon like this. Then I'm going to take those rolls, those little slices, and I'm going to cut across, making little slices. And I'm going to turn those sideways, just like I did with the garlic, although it's a little messier now, and go across, like that. And you continue with the rest. But I've already got what I need in the bowl. Mix this up by hand, the only way to do it. Really mix it well. The main thing you want to mix is make sure that the bacon is distributed and that the spices are distributed. So if you see a little spot with a lot of spice, which would be the pepper, salt, and sage, you want to kind of mix that in as best you can. So this, I think the turkey lightens up all the pork. It also makes them so they aren't so firm. If you do just a sausage, just pork burger, I think they're going to be fairly firm and tough. Not tough exactly, but you get the idea. I've got a cast iron skillet heating up, and this is all mixed. So you can decide how big a patty you want. I usually take a measuring cup and use maybe 1/3 or 1/2 cup. But since my hands are already dirty now, I'm going to go ahead and just eyeball it, which is, I'm sure, what you're going to be doing at home. And make my patties. Basically, if you get them close to the same size, they'll cook in the same manner. If you have some that are small and some large, then you're going to have to cook those at different times. So I like to make these. I cook a couple now, and then I freeze them on a sheet pan so that I can, and then once they're frozen, I can put them in a Ziploc bag and pull those out and cook them. You can pre-cook them, and also after they've been cooked, you can freeze them. They hold up pretty well that way. So I've got a number of burgers here, and get them into a burger shape. The one thing I do with pork burgers in particular, you can do it with hamburgers too, is once I make my patty, I kind of squeeze a thumbprint into the middle. And the reason why is when you cook it, that part is going to expand. And if you don't, then you're going to get kind of a big mounded burger. And I like it to be a little bit more even that way. And so that's what I do. All right, so I'm only going to do 2 of these right now. Do that. Save us a little time. Okay, so again, that was a pound of pork, a pound of turkey, a teaspoon of sage, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and 4 slices of bacon that had been frozen and minced. So again, I'm going to make my burger. That one looks a little bit smaller than that other one. Make it a little bit bigger. And then stick my thumb in the middle like so and make a little hole. All right, I'm going to wash my hands really quickly with my handy dandy wet towel. Not really wash, more of a rinse. And then dry towel. Okay, my pan's getting hot. Put a little bit of oil in it. And just lay those down in the pan. Okay, we're going to come back to those in the next video where I'm going to show you how to do kale and garlic that's going to be served with these pork burgers.